Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got some news for you to look at today, but you know what else we're going to look at? Because the prices are down, the market is down. I've been telling you I've been buying the dip. Well, we're going to go through and talk about exactly what dip I've been buying of what token and what coin. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. December 6, 2021, $2.267 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency right now. We're up almost a full point, believe it or not. Yeah, we've been bleeding heavily over the last several days here, and I have to say, now is as good a time as any to really start digging down into your portfolio for yourself and say, what do I hold and why do I hold it, right? And today we're going to take a look at that. But first, we're going to start with just the prices really quickly here. Bitcoin, $49,100 or $100 plus dollars and change here. Ethereum at $4,100 plus, and we see Solana at $189 and change. Cardano is at $1.34. XRP at 79 cents. We're going to get into what's a fire sale and what's not a fire sale at my house. Let's see how you respond. I'm excited to see the comments under this video, by the way. Right now, we're back up at 80 cents. I will tell you, I bought that 76 cents dip. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I sure did. And I'm glad I did. 0.7601 on the low end and 0.8174 on the higher end. All the technical analysts that we cover here on the channel are absolutely still bullish on XRP price and where it is going. New all-time high, all of those things, $3 plus, right? $4 plus, on up to the $7, $13, $27, the road to $27 for Coins Kid, and so many others out here. It's all still on the table until it isn't. And that's one of the things I'm proud of myself and the technical analysts that I cover on this channel, is that they constantly provide us with the support and resistance numbers, which are extremely important. And it's why I emphasize a lot the support numbers, which have been for a very long time, 96 cent, 85 cent, and 76 cent. And you know what? Look at the low range here, because we dipped even below that, but quickly spiked below it and then found support over the weekend back up at the 76 range. And now we're climbing back up into 80 cents is where we are. And all of this has told us from the technical analyst point of view that we are still in a bullish channel for price action and a bull cycle. So really, really exciting stuff to me. Now, numbers are brought to you by Link2.com, ladies and gentlemen. Is private investing made simple? And let me tell you, it is made simple, and it's made so simple that there's not a lot of this left. That's the truth of it. I just went in and looked, and there is like not a lot of Ripple shares left right now. If you're going to get them, you better get them. One of these times will be the last time that you're able to get it. And that's the way that's going to go, right? Because all of these companies are intending to move to either some kind of merger acquisition or an IPO at some point with the growth. And Uphold, same way, not a lot left. You see Kraken is already sold out, right? Link2 as well, doing fantastic stuff. So, and more stuff to come. So make sure you check it out, Link2.com. And get what you need to get there. Get yourself accredited. Look right here. This is a macro view of what's going on. And then we're going to talk about the U.S. just for a second. And then we're going to get into all of this, which I believe plays into what we're going to have a discussion about. First of all, Gold Telegraph tells us here, Chief of Operations at the United States Space Force warned that China is rapidly expanding its space capabilities and may soon overpower the U.S. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, which, by the way, everyone has said we weren't allowed to talk about it, right? Because it's not going to be here for another 10 or 15 years. But look at what's happening here. Space capabilities and hypersonic tech, pay attention. You damn right, Gold Telegraph. We're a big fan of them, love their posts and tweets. And this is a reminder from Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum, telling us exactly about the idea of a cyber attack to be next. And let us not forget that they predicted before the pandemic that there would be one. Don't believe that, it's still true.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole.
And there you have it. And it is a very real threat. And the reason we talk about this today is because I remind all of you where a lot of my motivation is. A lot of my motivation is not based basically out of fear of a threat of attack. We've already seen it. Remember, cyber attack on the big U.S. oil pipeline, cyber attack on the biggest U.S. meat producer, cyber attack, so the fuel and the food attacked, right? Cyber attack on one of the largest IT companies with over 10 or 11,000 customers around the world. So on and so on and so on. GameStop was used as a narrative that the trading markets and the conventional trading markets can be manipulated through social media and retail investors. Never mind the fact that they don't want to talk about that the largest investors in the world, like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgans of the world, have been manipulating the markets forever. That part's okay. But when they see us do it, that's when it became a real threat, right? So all of these things are not a threat of happening. They've been happening. The question is will we see some kind of super cyber attack happen that shuts the world down in a way that all of us would feel it, much like the way the pandemic has? We don't know. And listen, I want to be very careful here. I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I don't want any of these things to happen. But the writing is on the wall. The market infrastructure is very vulnerable and antiquated. I talk about this a lot on the channel. And it drives me to invest in the things that I invest in. And while we're waiting for everyone to get on the same page, because America is not on the same page, much of the rest of the world is farther ahead with the innovation and the clarity for regulation for that innovation. American innovators are leading in developing this technology that some activists want to ban. It doesn't make sense, and it's dangerous for Democrats to wage war on crypto. This is from former Representative Al Wynn, Democrat, warned his party against reactionary stance on crypto. And to tell you the truth, it's such a great point that the crypto law is making here. Waging war on cryptocurrency would be a huge mistake for Democrats, and it really, really would. And I liken this to the music industry. Remember, file sharing in the early days of the internet is what they called streaming. And it wasn't streaming then, but that's what they called digital files. It was called file sharing. The real term for it was stealing, right? But the music industry thumbed their nose at the Napster at the time, said, we don't need you, this ain't going to be nothing. And it turned out to be the way things are done and beyond even today, right? Because we do have streaming and we do have downloads and all of those things. And it absolutely turned the conventional legacy music industry on its head, and it has never recovered. It has had to find a new way. The banking world understands this, and for the fact that the Democrats are really the ones showing that they are pushing back from their side to fight this innovation shows me that the deep lobby money is in the Democrats' pockets. It's time to make a change, and you can only do it at the voting booth. Everybody's got to figure out what they want to do, but when you start messing with where I put my money, you can bet I'll take to the polls. I'll testify in Congress. I'll do whatever I got to do. Right? Because when the crossroads of politics meet my pursuits in life, you can bet your ass you're going to have a problem out of me. Right? And I'm going to be very focused and professional about how I get it done. Now, listening right here, when you see this, that they're exposing themselves, that deep lobby money has pushing back on innovation, which could cost this country if we don't become a leader in the fourth industrial revolution. And while we're waiting for government to either get out of their own pocket or just figure out that this really is the next industrial age, Warren Davidson reminds us that just this piece of legislation, as well as many others, the Token Taxonomy Act, has been begging for a hearing since 2018. Ask Maxine Waters and Patrick McHenry. Notice for 12/8/21, House Financial Services Committee hearing on digital assets and the future of finance. We'll see how all of that goes. Ron Hammond told us, as I reported in the earlier video this morning, this should be a big week for crypto in Congress. There may be announcements for some legislation and policy. So we're going to pay very close attention to what happens there. Look, if Congress usually acts in the 11th hour, and we are quickly approaching that 11th hour. And truthfully, if they get this done, they can jump the shark and remain a leader in this new innovation space, just like they did in the early days of the internet. Looking right here, I want to show you the first token project I'm in, which is no surprise to any of you, which is XRP. And the reason that is because of the overall narrative is we are moving to a digital age. We have seen the evidence that there could be even more attacks that could make the ones that we have already seen, and I noted, look like child's play. That's why I believe we're moving into this digital age, and protocols like the XRP ledger, regardless of the trouble that it's had in the last week or two, will rise above all of the issues that it's had. And I believe it will serve as a decentralized exchange to all the money of the world. I really believe that. And I believe, as Klaus Schwab said, that there is a potential threat here, that people are really not given the due that it needs. You can help protect the world with protocols like this. That is for sure. Now, I'm not going to go into reading about it and what is this, that, and the other. You guys know my convictions on XRP, and I believe you know them on Stellar as well. Understanding Jeb McCaleb, really co-creator of the ledger there, and really the creator of the ledger, and then co-creators were joined in after, which was David Schwartz and Arthur Brito. So this is a big project for me as well. 27 cents. XRP, 79 cents. Looking at this market being down, you have to start asking yourself the fundamental questions. Does this technology work as a solution for the future? Is it viable for the financial institutions and banking system to literally be able to use this as their new settlement mechanism? That's the question. If you don't believe you can answer that, I wouldn't own it, right? Algorand, $1.72. Off by only 1% or more this on today, but you can see where it's been, right? And if you come down here and just let's look at this, because I haven't talked about it a lot here, but it's something else I'm holding in my portfolio. Everything we're looking at, I hold in my portfolio. And I'm giving all of this in the order of what I feel is important to me, right? And by the way, I do hold a little bit of Ethereum, and I do hold a little bit of Bitcoin. I'm not going into those. I just hold those. I do believe, whether you see the use case in those or not is really irrelevant. They're popular. They're the shiny thing that everybody wants, and that's why I hold it temporarily. It may not be a long-term hold for me. So, and that varies depending on the news. However, looking at Algorand, if you look here, Algorand is a self-sustaining decentralized blockchain-based network that supports a wide range of applications. These systems are secure, scalable, and efficient. All critical properties for effective applications in the real world. Algorand will support computations that require reliable performance guarantees to create new forms of trust. And then it goes on and on to say who's in it. And then I look at who the founders are. Silvio Micali, I'm sorry if I screwed his name up, is a professor of computer science of MIT. That means a lot to me, right? And the founder of Algorand, he's a recipient of the Turing Award of 2012 for his fundamental contributions to Ethereum practice to secure party computation, or of secure two-party computation, electronic cash, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain protocols. This makes him one of the foremost creators of the crypto world. That, to me, is stuff I look for. You know what I mean? Among other things. But these are the kind of things that I really look to. Let me take a look here. XDC, that's another one. Zenfin is an enterprise-ready hybrid blockchain technology company optimized for international trade and finance. We know that it is also connected deeply with the R3 platform and those kinds of things. It's built for smart contracts that do all of that stuff. That is another one that is extremely exciting to me. Digital contracts, I think, are going to be massive in the future. And you know what? With the market being down, it's off by almost 5%. It's 7 cents right now. Looking right here, $3.63 for Decentraland. Now we're shifting gears and getting out of what I think can serve as main heartbeat protocols and tokens and digital contract use for banking, supply trade, sophisticated financial institutions and banks and central banks alike. Now we're looking at the Metaverse gaming area, right? Because there's different sectors here. Right, so now I'm shifting into that. I own Decentraland. I bought it when it was originally 3 cents. And then I had a crap ton of it and then got rid of it and then bought a little more at 3 cents and bought back in and then didn't have quite as much. I wrote it to $1.15. I said, you know, it's a little sleepy. I'm going to go ahead and sell it, take profit. Took profit a couple times on it. Fantastic. A couple days later, it happened that Facebook announced that they were going to change their name to Meta and incorporate virtual reality, bringing the Metaverse to social media platforms. I immediately turned back around and bought back in at $1.15. It went up over $5 and now it's at the $3 mark plus, and this is where I sit. And this one I intend, unless something changes, to hold this for an extremely long period of time, 3 to 5 years, maybe even longer than that, because I want to see the integration of Facebook and social media platforms around the world integrate the virtual reality to a very functional level, right? Not just offer it like they do with Oculus and you and your buddy can get a pair of goggles. That's how it starts. But I want to see this integrated to the tune that everyone's using the integration of this virtual reality experience in a very, very fluid, normal way. Then I'll look to see, unless something changes along that journey, I'm going to hold this for a long hold here because I want to see these things really grow. And I believe that Facebook, serving 2.7 plus billion people, today, I believe that they are going to create as much a wave as anyone ever could for the integration of the metaverse, and I want to be in projects that can benefit from that kind of promotion. Equilibrium Games is another one, tied into the XRP ledger, if my memory serves me right. This is another one in the gaming sector, right? Our mission is to make blockchain games with player-driven economy, which means you're going to be able to purchase things inside of that economy and do all kinds of stuff in there. I think that is huge. At my house, max supply of 100 million EQ coins. I love that low supply, and I'm going to be in that until I feel like I should get out of it, right? Gala is another one here. We're talking about Gala Games, another one, different direction in giving players back control over their games. Gala's mission is to make blockchain games you actually want to play. The project wants to change the fact that players can spend hundreds of dollars on in-game assets and countless hours spent playing the game, which could take away from them with the click of a button. It plans to reintroduce creative thinking into games by giving players control of the games and in-game assets. With the help of blockchain technologies, players can own NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and influence the governance of games within the Gala game ecosystem. You can have a voice in the games and how they go. The voting mechanism allows players to influence what games Gala should develop and what should get funding. Besides buying NFTs for specific games, Gala Games also utilizes Gala, its own utility token, has been released in one playable game, Townstar, and the NFT collectible series Vox. It plans to release more games in the future, such as fantasy RPG game and sci-fi strategy game and a tower defense game. That, to me, is exciting stuff. I want to see how that develops. It's 48 cents. That's what I'm looking at, and this is my mindset. When I see the market down, I'm not just walking around kicking a can because I got to go back from lunch and finish working today. No. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is looking for more and more opportunity while the market is down. That's what I'm doing. And I tell you, then this is the other one. You guys know I'm big on Casino Coin. 0.02 of a penny. I can tell you, I remember that it had an all-time high of 54 cents, and this was back in 2017, 2018. It was a white paper and had the name of the coin. That was all it had. That was all that it had to its right. That's all it was. So to me, that is extremely exciting. And the recent appointing of the CEO, Mark Robson, who comes from e-gaming Isle of Man from the government there, and also Bally Technologies. This is a special man right here. He's got the gaming experience. He's got the experience working with Bally Technologies, which is a huge gambling casino company, and bringing that experience into one human being that is going to help integrate the use and utility of Casino Coin in the lobby app and in gaming itself is pretty damn exciting to me. You know, look, all of this, where can I buy the debt? Where can I do all of these things? Mrs. Backup is on me, as I know so many spouses are on their significant other. When are we going to stop buying crypto? Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to stop buying crypto, but you know what? To calm her fears and her anxiety at times, sometimes you got to take a little money and go do something nice. And that's exactly what I did. And I call it living that crypto life. And you can go look in the merch section and the description and the comment section and click on Crypto Life. I got the trademark for that, just like Salt Life. And Crypto Life means so many different things for so many different people. Maybe it means buying, collectible cars. Maybe it means just watching your kids grow up without being interrupted by work. Maybe it means you want to spend the money, you make a lot of money and go take a trip in one of the SpaceX rockets and go into outer space. Whatever it means for you. Maybe you just want to go fishing, right? Or maybe you want to play music every day without being interrupted like myself. What I do know is that every once in a while, we got to show our significant other exactly what's going on. And this crypto life, it's not just about watching charts. It's about living our life each day. And that's exactly what I did with this beautiful lady just over the weekend.
La gira l'onda, prospero e vendo, venire la fide, marghera mia, sanda Lucia, sanda Lucia.
Bravo! Indeed, bravo. And that's how you got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it for me. Don't forget why we're doing this, because I certainly won't forget why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because this is for me and my family. I don't want to just impact our life. I want to change our life and transform it forever. That's exactly what I intend on doing, and it starts right there. Living that crypto life. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Share with somebody you know. Check that notification bell, and make sure you hit all those links in the description, in the comment section, description box. Great specials and deals, products and services I use each and every day. And remember, it's not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspective. I'll catch you on the next one.